And joining us for a quick pop-in is GoDaddy's very own Joe Styler. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me here.
It wouldn't be an auction without you. So Joe, you are always wearing so many hats at GoDaddy. You are the senior product manager of aftermarket, yes?
Yeah, I'm running the auctions or domain brokers service and our valuation tool, among other things.
Excellent. Well, I think the whole industry appreciates your keen eye and direction on a really important area. So what's different about this auction? The system in particular, what do bidders need to know ahead of time?
The big difference between the last auctions that we've had and this auction is that this one is entirely online. So it's going to be on our platform. If you're familiar with using GoDaddy auctions, everything should be the same for you. It should be exactly the same look, feel. And if you're not familiar, then there's a couple things I think are important for you to know. The first thing is you're going to need to get a membership. We have, excuse me, we have a free membership code that you can use that's on the NamesCon page. So if you go to namescon.online/auctions, then you'll get to the auctions page on NamesCon. There's a bunch of FAQs. It'll have all the information I'm going to talk about, and it'll have a free code for auction membership. So if you don't already have a GoDaddy auction membership, you need to have one to be able to bid. The second thing that you need to know is you can only bid up to $1,500 before you're verified. And you have to become a verified bidder. If you've been bidding on the auctions for a long time and you've already bid over $1,500, the chances are you've already been verified whether you know it or not. If you're a new bidder and you're coming in and you want to bid on these names, most of them are going to be over $1,500. So it's important that you get verified. It's a really easy process. Again, that's in the FAQs on the NamesCon page and how to do that. There's a help article. You can reach out to auctions@godaddy.com and they'll be able to verify you. If you can't do it, it's through PayPal. So if you don't have a PayPal account or can't do it quickly, reach out to auctions@godaddy.com and they'll be able to set you up. Those are the two main differences.
So if anyone is planning on, what we sometimes call sniping, or if you're planning on coming in at the last minute and placing a bid, make sure you've already been verified. And auctions@godaddy.com is standing by now, knowing that people might pop in.
Yeah, they're going to keep an eye on the emails. Make sure.
Okay, and what did you mean about PayPal? Everyone's not paying through PayPal, right? Like you can use a credit card?
Right, you could pay any standard way. What we're talking about for PayPal is that's what we use. We partner with them for verification. So what they do is they make sure that you're a real person. They check to make sure you have a bank account. You have to have a verified account through PayPal. And that's pretty simple to do. With the directions and the FAQs, there's an article that walks you through how to do that on PayPal, but it's pretty quick.
Okay, and for anyone listening and not watching, we are going to have a ticker streaming down below throughout the show, and we'll make sure to include both those pieces of info. Excellent. All right, what else? Anything different about the auction process, the bidding process?
Not really. It's just that there's no auctioneer this time since, because the whole conference is online, we're going to keep the auction online. So it's going to have the same look and feel as any other GoDaddy auction. The end times are going to be all the same so that it can coincide with when we're going to have the exciting live auction show that you guys are going to do. And we want to make sure that everyone can be in one place at one time and be able to bid on all the names. So it's going to be a fun time. The only other thing that you should keep in mind too is that you can also use the investor app that we have to be able to place your bids. So if you have an app, we have a GoDaddy auctions app. It's called GoDaddy Investor app, and it's on the Android and iTunes stores. So you can go there and download it and use that to bid on the auctions as well.
Excellent. Good to know. Yeah, the auction will not be the same without Wayne Wheat, our auctioneer of so many years. Right. Joe, you are such a calm, collected, thoughtful speaker. I feel like GoDaddy's made you wear so many hats. I'd like to see you try to be an auctioneer.
Oh, that would be fun. I talked to him about doing that. I said, I don't know. I think I'm a little bit too calm for that. I don't know. Maybe you could throw your dry sense of humor in there, so it might throw people off in the auction.
You have a great sense of humor, but I think the cadence is not what they're looking for.
That's right.
I'm gonna have Wayne's gonna jump in at some point and do a little shout out. I think that'll be fun.
Oh, that would be cool.
So tell us about the selection of names. Are we at 96 domains still?
I think we're at 98, but
Okay. And that may
it
change.
changes,
We're
so.
filming a couple days ahead of time.
But that's a big question that I get from people, how they submit names and how we pick names. So the submission is pretty much over. We had it on NamesCon's website. It's NamesCon .online/auction is the same place where you could submit your names. And once you submitted them, they would take a look at them, format them, and send them over to me once a week. And every week or 2 weeks, I would go through the list of names and figure out which ones we wanted to put on the auction. We selected about a little less than one name per 1,000 submissions. So to give you an idea of how many names were submitted for the auction.
Wow.
There was about 20 or so names that were selected by NamesCon, maybe a little less, and GoDaddy. If we include those, is probably a little bit higher. So about 3/4 of the names were picked basically by me. I wanted to really have more of a international look and feel since it's going to be online, but we didn't get a lot of CCTLD submissions. So if you're going to submit next time and you have some really good CCTLDs, I'd like to see some more of those. What I was looking for is, did I think the name was a good name? Did I think that the name would sell on an auction format? And did I think that the name had a reasonable reserve price that would allow it to be able to sell on an auction format? So there was a lot of good names that were submitted. And there were some great names that were submitted that weren't included because either I didn't think that they would sell on an auction format, or I didn't think that they would sell at the reserve price that the people wanted. It doesn't mean that those names weren't worth the amounts that they were asking. It just means that, in an auction format, you're going to get a different kind of audience. This is the first time we're doing it. We wanted to make sure that we picked names that we really felt like would sell. So I think that, having said that, most of the names that we have that are on the auction have a really reasonable reserve price and should be able to sell with just a few bids.
Excellent. Super exciting. Well, Joe, thank you to you and GoDaddy for putting all of this together. I think it's going to be a fabulous auction. Anything else you want to share? Or are you ready to get to bidding? Not that you bid.
Yeah, I'm ready to see what happens on the bidding. I'm excited about a few of those names. I want to see what happens with them.
Ooh, any you want to say that you're particularly interested or curious about?
There were a couple that I picked that I thought were great. And again, I picked names I thought would sell. Away.org and tablets.co both have no reserve. And I think those are really, some great names to use. Again, I tried to stick heavy in .com picks. So that's another thing you can look for in the submissions. But there were some really good names that were other than .com TLDs that were submitted that were great, like away.org for no reserve and tablets.co for no reserve. Those are great names. We also have tablets.com, which I think is a very reasonable reserve price. So I think that you could even pick up the pair at a pretty good price and start your business online selling whatever you want with electronic. Or you could actually sell. I have this cool notebook here that's actual tablet, and it'll transfer your writing into documents online just by scanning it. It's pretty cool with your phone.
Super cool, especially timely right now with
Right.
all the homeschooling children of the world.
So buy those names and start selling stuff.
Yeah. Get them working one way or another.
That's right.
Joe, thank you for being here. Thanks for all you did. We'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks a lot.